Welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's awesome in your world. Now, I'm going to set the stage for you. I'm at work. It's like 3 a.m. And where I work, I listen to podcasts and I do my thing, all that. And while I'm at work, I get this tap on the shoulder. No, not by a person, but this weird little, hey, write this down. And I'm like looking around like, who's talking to me? And basically what I was told to write down, insert your own opinion about how this happens, but inspiration hit. So Dave's running around looking for a chunk of cardboard to write this on. And I have it here with me. And here's what came to me at like 3 a.m. while all of you all were sleeping. And it simply was, don't wait until the finish line to tell someone about your race. I'm like, don't wait until the finish line to tell someone about your race. Now, there might be iterations of this thought, this quote out there in the world. I did go to Google and typed it in verbatim as it came to me last night at work, and it's not there. It's not there. So I'm like, well, maybe it's Dave's job to put this out in the world to encourage you to not wait until you're at the finish line before you tell people about your race, about the race that you're running. I think as podcasters, we need to build in public. Ditch the perfection. Ditch the messy middle. We hear a lot of people talk about the messy middle. And focus on telling the story in real time while you're building it and bring people along in the journey. Don't wait until the finish line to tell someone about your race. You're on the How to Podcast series. On your mark, get set, go. So, as I thought about this, I'm like, I thought of you because as podcasters, I find quite often newer podcasters and even people who've been doing this for a while, we want to put our best foot forward. We want to do our best work. We don't want to put out crap to the world and go, good enough. We really care about what we do to the point sometimes where it can be an impediment to moving forward because it's not just right, just not perfect enough. I want to remind all of us about the importance of sharing your journey as a podcaster, content creator, author, fill in the blank. We don't just focus on sharing the results. That's what Instagram is for. We want to share the journey. And by sharing the journey of what we do, it encourages openness, vulnerability, and the value of bringing others along for the ride. It shows people making mistakes in real time. And I know that's hard to admit to making mistakes. We all want to be perfect. Your neighbor's perfect, right? No, we don't want to show the other side of us. We only want to show the best side of us. Whether it's in podcasting, content creation, or just life in general, we want to show the best of us. I'm challenging you to think about the relevance to this idea of don't wait for the finish line to tell people about your race. I want to put this in front of you and say there might be a value to doing this and sharing your journey in real time that brings people to you more than it pushes people away from you. No, I'm not just saying be out there flagrantly just showing people how terrible you can be and making sport of it. I'm talking about living life in front of people and allowing them to see you and learn from you as you make mistakes and as you learn in real time. I just think it creates a bond with your audience that perfection doesn't allow. Something to think about. As we share the process and not just the product, 3 things happen. By sharing the process and not just the product, the end product, the finished, perfect, polished podcast or whatever, By sharing the process, we build anticipation with our audience. We let your audience in on the creative process. And this, in turn, builds excitement and investment. An example, you're starting a podcast. Awesome. Love to have you on my show. Talk about your journey. You're starting your podcast and nobody knows that you're starting a podcast. Why? Oh, I don't want people to see me struggle. I don't want people to see me trying this thing, and what if it doesn't work out, and what if I'm terrible, and what if nobody cares? And imagine for a moment, you're going to start a podcast, and I'm talking to you. You want to start this podcast, and you let people know, I'm starting a podcast. Here's my website. Sign up for updates. Follow the journey as I create this brand new show from nothing. Sign up for my newsletter and follow along as Dave creates another podcast. Imagine that as your starting point. You don't even have a podcast. You're just starting. You're learning. You're figuring this out. And as a follower, as a new community member, I can watch and walk with you all the way through from I have an idea to I'm on Apple, Spotify, Audible, and all the other places. By bringing people along on the journey, it builds that anticipation of what's coming. And that is a great foundation to build an audience and a community on. By bringing people on with you and letting them see your struggles, your failures, your epic failures, your wins, your losses, your lessons, in real time as they happen. Listeners and viewers feel like they're part of your story. It's a great connection. My sister-in-law went to school with Jim Carrey, that Jim Carrey, here in Canada. And he would come into class, into science or whatever, and say, I don't need this class. I'm going to be a famous movie star. And you know what? Even as a teenager, he built in public. He had this down. He built anticipation. Probably a little reckless to tell the teacher, I don't need this, but it was true. He went on to be quite famous. And even at that young age, he knew that he was meant for something different. He built in public. And he brought you along on the journey. Was he a movie star when he went on and did live stand-up comedy for the first time? No. Did anybody know who he was? No. But he built in public. Jim Carrey, famous movie star. Alrighty then. That guy did it in public. So why can't you build your podcast in public? Build anticipation by building in front of your audience. As well, we can foster connection through sharing the process and not just the product. Audience relate way more and to a deeper level when they see the real and unpolished journey. Sharing the behind the scenes moments, the doubts, like, am I even really good at this? Like, is this working? I don't even know. Sharing the milestones makes your content more authentic and relatable than anything that ChatGPT could spit out. And it's a great way to get feedback on the journey as well. When you share the process and not just the product, you get feedback from your audience. Every person that comes into contact with your journey and your content has the opportunity to share their ideas, their feedback, and give you some parameters and encouragement and maybe some healthy dose of reality that didn't work. Maybe try that a different way. Feedback is great. It's a great way to move forward. Get the feedback, foster connection, and build anticipation by sharing the process and not just the end product. Build in public. Don't wait until the finish line to tell someone about your race. The next thing by having this mindset, The next impact on your show is we can grow our community in the process by sharing the journey. I know this makes you nervous to even think about showing your learning in real time, but I think the best teachers are the best students. And it humanizes you by showing that you're not just showing the end result, but how you got there. It makes people go, well, if they can do it, and they're learning in public, and they're learning in real time, and I can follow them and maybe make a few less mistakes than they did, then I feel connected to you. And I think you're serving your audience to a totally different level than just showing them the end result. Grow your community along the way. Involve your audience. Ask them for their input on your cover art for your podcast, the name of your show, where you should be as a podcaster. Should you do video or audio? Ask your audience and get their buy-in from the beginning and let them help you shape the show. You don't have to take every piece of advice that comes to you, but you might find a few gems that'll really spark you to move forward. It also helps you to be accountable. You're like, I'm going to start this thing, and 10 people sign up to follow you, and you never start the thing. They're like, hey, what happened to the thing? You are now have some built-in accountability to continue on your journey towards your goal by having people follow along and go, you're going to do great. We're here for you. We're curious. We love what you're doing. We love your message. We want to see you succeed. You have your own built-in cheerleaders and audience right from the beginning. Set up, get your domain. Buy the domain of your podcast name. Get it out there. Have an introductory, hey, come join my newsletter. Set it all up and bring people along with you right from the beginning. You don't need to have an episode to start talking about your podcast. Don't wait for the end of the race, right? The finish line to start telling people about your race. Involve your audience. It strengthens community. It helps your audience to feel a sense of ownership in your project. They feel like they're part of it. And celebrate all of the small wins along the way by growing your community in real time while you do the thing. Don't wait for the big launch. I'm really getting tired of I need a big launch for my podcast. All the way up to my big launch, I haven't said a word to anybody. But I'm going to have this big fancy launch so that everybody knows Dave's got a podcast. It's like, you podcast? If you get that response from people, you're missing an opportunity. Don't just focus on the final product. Focus on the process. Celebrate all of the progress and milestones with your listeners in real time as you lead up to this great new podcast. Don't wait for the finish line to tell people about your race. And also, I think the one thing about doing podcasting, doing content creation in front of an audience, is it helps us to avoid some missed opportunities along the way. Don't hide your journey. Social media highlights, Instagram reels, flashy this, flashy that. We only get the results. We only get the end of the journey. Nobody comes along to see your life as it is. Let's compare it to going to an open house for a property that you're thinking about buying this house. You walk in there and everything is perfect. Like the kitchen is immaculate. Like you could lick the countertop. Not that you would, but you could. It is just perfect. Nothing is out of place. It doesn't even look like anybody lives here. Like, how is it? My house is not like this at all. It looks like a magazine. And you're like, how? I don't even relate to this. This is a little intimidating. If I buy this house, does it have to stay like this? Because it's not going to look like this if I move in here. And I think that's kind of what we see as we see somebody's final result, like a perfectly maintained, well-staged house that looks like no one's ever lived there. And we're like, if that's perfection, I'm not going to meet that goal. I'm a mess. And I can't live up to this, so maybe this isn't for me. Realize that that's not what it looks like the moment you leave the open house and everyone comes back, it goes back to the way it was. Dirty dishes in the sink and all. Yeah, it's just staged to look like that. And when you compare yourself to somebody's finish line and you're at the beginning of the race, it's very hard for you to stay motivated because you're like, I can't live up to that. Well, to be quite truthful, the people that staged the house to look that perfect, they can't live up to it either. It was probably quite exhausting to get that place to look so nice so that you'd buy their house. So don't hide the journey. Don't hide the dirty dishes in the stove. I know you do that. Just remember to take them out before you turn the stove on. I know that you're hiding stuff. I know that underneath that carpet, there's some hairs. I know that it's not perfect. But don't hide your journey as a podcaster. Waiting until everything is completely perfect or complete may mean missing out on valuable connections, support, opportunities that really could have shaped your path and made your podcast even better. It will inspire others as well. By sharing your race as you run it, it can really inspire others to start their own or to do whatever big thing is in front of them. You did it. You did it well. Now I can go do whatever I want to do. And if we expand this a little broader, this philosophy can really extend beyond podcasting into your everyday life. In leadership, share your vision and progress with your team, not just the end results. In personal growth, let friends and family know about your goals and struggles. Let them know your big idea so they can support you and encourage you. As an entrepreneur, build in public. It helps attract customers, mentors, collaborators, and before your product is even finished, you've already got a team of people cheering you on. I want you to walk away with these things. Transparency breeds trust. Transparency breeds engagement. The journey is valuable, and it's just as valuable as the destination. Sharing early and often creates opportunities for growth, connection, and impact. In podcasting, content creation, or in life in general, don't wait until you cross the finish line. Invite others to run the race with you. Every step of the way, they're going to see you at your sweaty worst. As you're running this race, they're going to see you fall down and scrape your knee. They're going to see you take a wrong path and have to come back to the race because you went in the wrong direction completely. They're going to see you with your cramping legs and your hammy goes. You're like, oh, my hammy. They're going to hear you swearing. They're going to hear you like, I hate this. They're going to hear everything. They're also going to be cheering you as you cross that line because you took them on the race with you. Don't wait until the finish line to tell someone about your race. I think that's my quote. I'm going to claim it because it came to me at 3 a.m. and there was nobody there to tell me this. If it's your quote, then let me know. But for now, as of this recording, a quote from Dave Campbell, and I would love to hear you requote this on your show if it inspires you. Don't wait until the finish line to tell someone about your race. Get out there, do your podcast, and if you need help, reach out anytime. It's time to get out there. It's time to run the race. It's time to tell somebody. Thanks for listening. Hey, thanks for being here. Thank you for listening to the end of the podcast. You're here with me. I'm so grateful. I want to put something in front of you. For the person that's listened this far, you're my new best friend. So what I'm trying to do every month is I have a goal, and you can help me with this goal. Very simple. What I'm trying to do is have 5 conversations this month with listeners of the How to Podcast series. You don't have to have a podcast to respond. This can be the first time ever that we're going to have a conversation, but I'm looking to talk to 5 people. Now, you're still here, so you're one of the people that I would love to talk to next. So on my howtopodcast.ca website is a calendar. And I'd love to have you respond on howtopodcast.ca. Just click the calendar link, set up time in my calendar, and in the comments section for the meeting, just put something like listener. That's it. If you have a show, put it in the comments too so I can go listen. But if you don't, I just want to talk to 5 listeners every month from now to the end of the month. So if you're listening to me right now, you're the person I want to talk to. And through howtopodcast.ca, you and I can get together, chat about the show, chat about your journey as a podcaster. Where are you at? What do you need this show to become for you? What's missing? Your feedback. I just want to meet you. And as podcasters, I would encourage you to do something similar to this in your podcast so that you can meet and interact with your audience. So, howtopodcast.ca, I'm looking to talk to 5 people every month, and I would love for you to be one of them. Reach out. It's free. I'm not selling you anything. I just want to talk to you at howtopodcast.ca. Let's get in the calendar and chat. Thanks for listening.